Does it work?
It still works, yeah. Trigger works. It seems like they're functional.
They are, yeah.
I guess we'll have to take it to the next level. What's that going to be?
With both of these guns essentially thwarting all of our efforts, it was time to step things up. And by step things up, I mean step up 20 stories. I actually took the stairs and climbed on top of this 20-story tower.
I'm really concerned that we will hit the roof.
We might. It's a distinct possibility. Imagine us sitting there with guns going, yeah. I think it's like that. Holy fuck.
Lock in your bets right now. Which one of these guns survive? Do both of them? Do neither of them? Here we go.
All right, so we're now on top of the tower, which is about 60 meters high. And
Like 108, probably almost 200 feet.
Probably,
yeah,
yeah.
like 20 stories.
and now we're going to toss the two guns on concrete.
Yeah, and I think both of them will die. There's no way they're going to survive.
And we'll figure it out. So
Dead.
let's go for it.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Perfect throw. Dead. Dead. Glock is dead.
Sounded like a gunshot.
Oh shit.
Bye, 1911. R.I.P., little buddy. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh my God.
I think the Glock is donezo. Absolutely done.
Dead, but the 1911 might have survived.
1911 might have survived. Let's
All right,
see. We
guys, let's check that one out.
Dude. We just threw the 1911 and the Glock down 20 stories, 200 feet. Ooh, Glock looking a little worse for the wear. The 1911 not looking so great, but we think it might be functional.
First of all, the detent for the safety
Gone.
gone. Yeah, obviously popped away. The second grip also.
Screw that grip handle. It's hanging on. I mean, it's hanging on.
It's
Give it
hanging
a little
on.
bit of credit there, Martin. Go on, it's hanging. I mean, this is like it's like an allegory for my life. Like it's there. It's barely hanging on.
Then the mag well is also a bit dented in. Or the,
Yeah. Yeah, you can see the frame.
Yeah, the frame is.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
I mean, see if you can get that mag out. Okay, drop it. Let's see if it, little function check. Uh-oh. Might be hard with that magazine inserted.
Yeah, probably the magazine is
And-
the reason.
USA, USA, USA. Now let's talk about the Glock.
Well,
I was optimistic, even though first it hits, I'm like, that thing's dead. There's no way it's gonna
Yeah.
make it. Then we get down there and we kind of look at it. I'm like, okay, maybe it just the force just caused all the guts to spill out, but we'll be able to marry the frame and the slide, the recoil assembly, the barrel, and we'll be fine. But then upon closer inspection, we found
frame-wise, the frame seems to be a bit like dented down at the front. So if we try to put the slide on the frame,
it'll go. I think it'll go.
yeah,
I mean, polymer's flexible. That's one advantage that the Glock has.
let's see.
I think it'll go. Go, come on, baby. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Yep. See? I mean, you probably shoot that a few times and it'll correct itself. It'll straighten out.
The takedown lever is like basically pushed into the frame.
Yeah,
So you
which-
can't really see it.
That to me is the most troubling. Like if we're gonna wrench on the 1911 a little bit, I think we can try to adjust
Yeah.
the takedown block there. And then, of course, yeah, the recoil spring assembly might have been fine. We found almost
all the parts.
all the parts.
Apart from the rest of the guide,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
plastic and it broke.
Yeah,
So
which
this can't be fixed.
The plug at the end that keeps this entire son of a bitch from coming out of the front of the slide. That retention plunger there is totally gone.
If we would like try to get that back into place, replace it with a new recoil spring, it could potentially work.
It could potentially work.
Damn.
Not gonna happen.
With a bit more violence, maybe we should try that
I know,
down
dude.
the
You want
second time.
violence? You want violence? I'm here for you. Yeah, there we go. Yep.
That looks promising.
Yep, and it's even functional now. Look at this. So we went from being bent up to now it's mostly functional.
This one looks promising.
It is. Here we go, guys. Big MOT. Big MOT energy. Give that little trigger a tug. Might not have a front sight. Still got a little bit of a rear sight. Hey, the grips are in better shape. There we go. Dude, we might have to punch this thing all the way out. It is. It's in there. It is in there. It is really in there. That's wild. That's one way of doing it. Did we? Wow. Wow. Have a look at that.
Look at that.
Neither of these guns was totally unscathed. Both of the guns, we think, are back together. They've both kind of passed a function test. Triggers, strikers, firing pins, hammers, everything seems to be working. Both of them took a little bit of wrenching. We had to adjust the takedown lever and the takedown block in the Glock with a pair of pliers, and we had to get a new recoil spring because the plastic rod broke. 1911, a little bit worse shape. It actually seemed functional, like if you dropped around in it and fired it right after we dropped it, but then we discovered that it actually had such a bad dent that we couldn't get the magazine out. We had to actually remove the magazine with a punch and hammer and then use a wedge to kind of drive that mag well open. Both of them seem like they might work, but we are going to
The Halevi shooting range in Vienna and fire these guns again and see how it goes.
we think we'll fire them again. We think
That's
maybe
it.
neither of them will work, maybe both of them will work just fine, but we're about to find out. Stick with us, we're heading there now. MOT, bitches. We're about to find out if the 1911 works. We're about to find out if the Glock works. And we're gonna test accuracy because Martin had the foresight to hold on to our targets from the first day. Had a hard time getting the rounds in here. It definitely did put a little dent in this magazine, but it's full.
Yeah, mine's well full, and the
Of
magazine.
course, Glock magazine you're not gonna have any problems with. I wish that they would just make steel magazines instead of the candy-coated shell, but I guess if you're gonna throw it 200 feet off the building, a hardened steel zipper back magazine under polymer, probably not the worst idea. MOT, moment of truth. Martin, come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Hopefully this does not blow up in my hand. Like
Yeah, I'm gonna watch from over here. I believe in you, Martin.
ooh, it works.
Holy shit. Hey, it's in. It locked. All right. You guys ready? USA. Uh-oh. Up. Hold on. All right. So it needed a little bit of motivation to get back into battery, but actually that last shot, it cycled. I think first, maybe second shot, it cycled, but really all it needed was a little, To be fair, right? This is the recoil assembly that was in this gun.
True.
When we threw it off, where the Glock has a brand new recoil assembly because it broke. So to be fair to the 1911, I think we actually increased the accuracy of the 1911. I mean, that's actually, other than that flyer, I mean, wow, look at that. We've improved the accuracy of the 1911 over time.
The fall created a tighter tolerance.
That's right. It created tighter tolerances, and now now it's more. We can sell that for more actually than we purchased it for. So the accuracy, impressive even. And then the Glock with no sights. I mean, pretty close to the same, right? I mean, we had a couple flyers, but you were guessing. So what's the final verdict here? How do you see this, Martin? I mean, is this a pass? Is this a fail? Like, what are you thinking?
I mean, I would say absolutely a pass, because, I mean, the shit we've done to these guns is quite not that natural, actually.
It is unnatural.
You fall out of 60 meters high roof, probably wouldn't be able to shoot afterwards.
No, it's ridiculous. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. You can look at this one of two ways. The 1911 was, I think, mostly functional. All we had to do was get the magazine out, kind of bend the frame so the magazine could go in and out, but mechanically we didn't have to do anything.
No.
Now, with the Glock, it was kind of the inverse, where it's like the magazine was fine. We just had to kind of mess with the locking piece,
That's true,
and then we had to change the recoil spring. So I think, depending on how you look at it, you're going to have people out there who are going to see this as like a win for the Glock. The magazine worked, and all you had to do was change the recoil spring out, and it ran fine, right? A lot of people might look at this as a 1911 victory because, if we were just single loading them, it still would have fired. Not so with the Glock, right? The Glock was not ready to fire once we picked it up off the ground. But me personally, I see this as a victory for both guns. I was positive that neither of these guns would run after we dragged them behind the razor. I was positive that neither of these guns would survive the fall. We threw them off a roof an hour and a half ago, and we're at Halevi Partner here in Austria shooting them, and we're shooting groups as good or better
As they were
as they were beforehand. So, big win all around. Thank you so much, Martin, as usual, for having TFB TV and hosting us here in Vienna. I appreciate Glock guys. I appreciate 1911 guys. I appreciate you for watching. Take care. Stay tuned for more from Austria.